there is no rebel perspective. I just wanted to add to what you said and also wanted your take on the whole thing. I believe that for Sharanagati, you are arriving at that with your, discourse on bhakti. When we give up everything to be one with the Lord, that is commonly understood as Sharanagati in all Indian vernaculars. So I personally believe that for Sharanagati we require wisdom. But there is a take that there is no wisdom in Sharanagati. What's your perspective in that?
So this is such an interesting point, ma'am, because yesterday when we were talking, Indira Kadambi said that we need to have a clear communication with other. The moments when there is a clear communication between the Rasika and the artist, there is Rasa. She said that. So wisdom also comes, my take on that would be that there is a lot of, and you know, with Rasikas, we have gradations of Rasikas, no? The refined qualities of Rasikas can immediately find out where there is, truth and where there is no truth. You know, I shouldn't be even saying like this in Mylapore, because Mylapore is full of Rasikas. Great, very sensitive people, no? So whenever there is a very refined sensitivity in emotion, communication is helped. And that's called Hridaya Samvada, you know, Yo Artho Hridaya Samvadi, there is Hridaya Samvada. For Hridaya Samvada to happen between people, not just on stage, but between people, if we have Hridaya Samvada, then we get Rasa. But for Hridaya Samvada to happen, you need seeing. Right? So in the beginning, you need seeing. You need wisdom. For that Hridaya Samvada to happen, you have to take a step backward and refine your sensitivity in order to listen, in order to see what is right, to see what is essential and what is peripheral, what is natak and what is truth, as in natak in the Hindi sense, you know, masala, what is the masala and what is the real material there. For that refinement, you need seeing, but after you achieve refinement, you don't need seeing. So bhakti is really, we also, you know, in that sense, bhakti is really the cream of what we have inherited, right? Any other thought on this? So that would be my humble take. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean conventional wisdom. Yeah. Yeah. In that. But it's a very difficult.
Even to aspire for Sharanagati, wisdom is needed.
Yeah.
When you reach the stage, wisdom is not required there, I think.
Yeah. Any other thought from this side? We have very senior people here. I would like to learn from you. Yes.
So wisdom is needed for Sharanagati, I agree with the madam. But once you merges with the Lord,
Yes.
what all you have, all disappears.
Right.
Your wisdom, your knowledge and whatever you have, your own self
Yes.
disappears and you are one with the Lord.
Right.
So the question of what is the need for wisdom or what will be the wisdom when Sharanagati occurs does not arise at all. That is my view.
That is true. That is also
Because
true.
once you reach Him,
Yeah.
where are you? You are only with Him. You forget yourself. All your knowledge, all your wisdom, whatever you have, everything is disappearing. And you are one with Him. You feel that you are with Him always.
Right.
You don't think about yourself.
Right. So no, but we see lots of bhakti saints, sir, and we see that they lived a very rather colorful life. Many of them had lokabhaya. You know, they experienced all the emotions. So one of the doubts that I would have is, if you are one with the Lord, then what is the state of your mind?
See, Sharanagati is the ultimate thing.
Right.
Everybody cannot acquire that.
Right.
Only Alvars, Nayarmars,
Yes.
they only achieved that.
Right.
So when you go to that level,
Yes.
your position will be entirely different.
Right.
What our position now
Yeah.
is totally different from their position. When they thought about God, they were with the God, and they had no other thing. Whatever they see in life, only the expressions of God they saw.
Yeah.
So that state, it is difficult to get. Once you get it, you are exalted, your position is entirely different.
So what is the hope for us then? What do we do?
Only attempt, everybody, see, I am attempting, you are attempting, everybody is attempting to realize Him.
Right. So what is the method that
After
you...
several births, you may attain Saranagati. After not in this birth, it is not possible. After several births.
Can I submit something? I am not ready to wait for another birth. Right now, I want... What is your method?
But then if that is so, you read the scriptures of Alvars, Divya Prabandham, you know.
Yeah, I know.
You read Divya Prabandham, understand Divya Prabandham, and if you appreciate Divya Prabandham and go according to the traditions laid down by Prabandham, probably you may reach.
But
That is
okay,
the
so
only
there are two
solution.
parts. Do I go and get immersion through received knowledge of somebody else's experience, or do I get that from my experience?
Your experience.
But then,
Your experience.
okay, so what is the method that you are
I can
using?
listen to anybody, I can read anybody, all those things will not help me.
Right.
My own experience is only going to help me.
Okay. Okay, so what is the method that we are all using? What are the methods that you use, sir?
Method which I am using
Yes,
now is,
yes.
I am listening, I have now come here to listen to you. Like that I am listening. Today evening I have got a program, there is Shankari Mandapam, where Dayananda Swamiji is speaking. So I am going to various places, listening to the elders, people who are speaking about something which is good for us, reading books, understanding, and then realizing everything within myself. Myself is very important.
Yeah.
So I am realizing it, I am practicing it. Atma Pariksha, you know,
Yeah.
that is very difficult. Practicing it. One day, I don't think this much it is possible. For me, it will take several births. One day, I may realize that Saranagati and merge with the Lord. That is my feeling.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Any other view? Any other thought?
Good morning. I think yesterday we had discussion over that, and I'm really happy it has culminated here about the Saranagati. Yesterday I opened the same thing. So surrender, surrender. Just it has culminated. Finally, it has come. Saranagati you could interpret in various forms.
What is it according to you?
Saranagati,
In your life.
I will tell you. Saranagati means or surrendering. It means surrendering to the situation. What are the situation? You are surrendering to the situation. You have to accept it. Okay? அவர் பெரியவர் சொன்ன மாதிரி இன்னொன்று சொல்கிறாங்க, சும்மா இருப்பதே சுகம்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. சும்மா மீன்ஸ் ஒன்றும் வேலை வெட்டி இல்லாமல் இருக்குது இல்லை, மனசை வந்து சும்மா வச்சிருக்குது. யூ டூ ஆல் தி திங். நீங்கள் இதுலேயே இறங்கிட்டுனா லௌகிக விஷயங்கள் நம்ம வாழ்க்கை மற்ற இதெல்லாம் இருக்குது. இதுலேயே போயிட்டு இருந்தால் பரதேசியாக போயிட்டு இருந்தால் இட்ஸ் நாட் த திங். யூ ப்ராக்டிஸ் ஆல் தீஸ் திங்ஸ் அண்ட் மற்ற வேலை என்னென்ன உண்டோ பண்ணுங்க. நீங்கள் உங்கள் ப்ரொஃபஷனை பண்ணுங்க, பிஸ்னஸ் பண்ணுங்க. பட் மனசை வந்து சும்மா வச்சிருக்கணும். நீங்கள் அது பண்ணுமா அதுதான் பண்ணணும். இட் ஷுட் பிளாங்க். மனோநாசம் பண்ணுங்க. நோ இட் ஷுட் சி நவ் எனக்கு ஃப்ரீயாக ஒன்றுமே இன்னும் வேர்ல்டில் பேசுறது மட்டும்தான். ஸோ இன்னொன்று என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க வந்து கண்டென்ட்மெண்ட் சொல்லுவாங்க. நான் கண்டென்ட்மெண்ட் இஸ் எ பிளிஸ், நான் திருப்தி ஆகிட்டேன் இப்படி எப்படிமாங்க. அது இட் ஹஸ் பீன் ராங்லி ரொம்ப தப்பாக அர்த்தம் பண்ணியிருக்காங்கன்னு நான் நினைக்கிறேன் என்னோட இது. பட் நீங்கள் okay, acha, okay, I see. See, people they may tell that I am contented and all. See, contented means it is rather misunderstood. What I say, contented means contented in the situation or contented what is happening. Adhula nama content irukrom undu. But you should go on doing your work. That is more important. Adhula viruddhi, then only progress is there, pragati is there. So this is my this thing. And இன்னொன்று வந்து அந்தந்த நேரம் ஹர் ஏக் பல் வாட் யூ ஆர் கோயிங் டு டூ யூ மேக் இட். யூ மேக் எவ்ரி மொமெண்ட் லவபிள் அண்ட் லிவபிள். இஸ் அக்கௌண்டபிள். Today is in your hands, just like that. See, I will tell you, for example, for a 100 rupees note, we are not just like that. We are spending, we are writing accounts. At least we calculate and spend. But the day it is, you could not value the day. So how you should spend the day? You should know right around. This is the thing.
Any other thought? Then we'll go. I will try and summarize what Sir said and what Sir said.
Excuse me, since you brought in the concept of God in this,
Yeah.
I feel to do service to mankind. That is my God. I don't want to reach God. I don't want to do something like achieving Saranagati. You have empathy.
Yeah.
You do something when you feel somebody is in suffering. That is Charanagati. That is my concept of. You get satisfaction, mental peace, everything in service. That is my idea.
Any other thought? Yes, sir. And then, yeah. Yes, sir.
You mentioned that you don't want to wait for generations.
Yes.
So, what I suggest, you start believing that you have already achieved it. You live like that. See, you already achieved that. You believe that, and you start acting like that.
Okay.
So,
Is
don't wait for generations.
No, I'm
Okay.
not.
Don't
We
wait
should
for
not. None of us should.
So you start, you have already achieved
No,
the
but I think there is a
art
problem.
of self-realization.
No, but I would submit that this is a very thin line between realization and delusion.
I
No.
think that we have to approach a psychologist.
No, this has always been a question for me. You know, we need to have a reality testing, right? This has always been a question for me. Just now, if I believe, or you believe, sir, or we all believe, what is the difference between true spiritual practice and cults or delusions? There must be a difference, right? I don't know. There is a difference between rasa and rasa bhasa, is it not? In fact, in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu also he says, there is one chapter after the foundational emotions, that there is clear distinction between rasa and rasa bhasa. So rasa bhasa is something which is just pretension of rasa but not true rasa. And you know, sometimes when artists show unnecessarily emotions, it immediately disconnects the viewers, you know. You can say, oh, she's excessively doing it, she's showing off. That is rasa bhasa. So we need to know where is rasa and where is rasa bhasa, no?
We are meekly surrendering to all situations. That is why, in spite of so many saints having taken place, they have achieved some bliss or something like that. The followers could not.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's basically an individual experience.
Yes.
So, some universal application for elevation of individual personality has so far not been found.
Oh.
No aspirin or anacin for headache, nothing like that has been found so far. So, it's basically the realm of discussion or delusion, because that is why the world is driven only by two main emotions, selfishness and greed. Even though we say love is greater, we eulogize those things, but these things remain mostly in paper.
Can I say now? I would submit to disagree with you on this, because don't you feel this right now? What is the selfishness here? The trees are there, it's beautiful morning, Sunday. Out of no self-interest, you all came to listen to an unknown idiot who also doesn't know half of the things. So there is a possibility of unselfish behavior. That's point number one. Second point is, I think selfishness and greed are hyped in this world. Equally importantly, if we look at life without cynical eyes, we see a lot of happiness, beauty, affection and passion is also found, right? I think we have hyped it in our minds that life is selfish, people are cynical, people are this. I think there is an equal possibility of happiness. I do agree with you that this is an individual exercise and it is difficult to communicate it with others. But people have changed listening to others also. That is also equally true, I submit, right? So this, interestingly, so I would like to then summarize this and we'll go into meditation. One of the most important things that I would like to submit and share with you is that absorption in a task, which is what probably he meant by surrendering to the situation or what you meant, is the key psychological process. Whether we say it's absorption to God or to surrendering to your child or husband or wife or God, whatever. If we say world is a stage and we are absorbed in that living of that life, absorption in that task is the key thing that I find. Whether it's samadhi or it's bhava samadhi or it's rasa. What happens when we see music or dance? We are absorbed through total, from ears to eyes to heart. Yesterday we had a discussion, sir, and we went into meditation. None of us could meditate properly because there was wonderful music going on here. So our ears were constant, and we were sitting there. So we were constantly listening to this rather than listening to our own heartbeat or breath. So the possibility of absorption is also available to us all the time. The question is, are you absorbed outside or are you absorbed inside? Or are you skilled enough to change that? If that is possible for you or me, then that is skill. That is what we need to look at. Okay, that's first thing, absorption. Second is the intensity of living. If we think that life is full of greed and selfishness, then we do not live life intensely. What do we do with that then? The life goes off, as he said, we've got one day. If we don't make the best of it and we think life is full of selfishness and greed, then what do we do then? How do we live life then? Isn't it a question? And if we are selfish and we say, oh, we say the world is selfish, and then we become selfish in reaction to it, then none of us benefits out of it. That's another issue. Because in a lot of marital counseling or a lot of places, we say, oh, because she is selfish, I am selfish. If she has to protect her territory, I also have to protect my territory. If she has to take the custody of the children, then I am not going to give her the property. I am not going to give her the maintenance. So this kind of a competition of selfishness starts. And that is also intense actually, but unrefined, because then it goes into a negative spiral. So we have a choice. The point that I am trying to submit is, we have a choice at every moment whether to immerse in it fully with something positive to hold on to and take an upward spiral, or to take a negative view of it and go on a downward spiral. So the intensity remains. There also people are very intense. They are ready to do all kinds of things. Here also people are very intense. They are also ready to give away their self. They are ready to sacrifice. They are ready to do so much for the other. Both is possible in this world, no? Is it not, sir? Both is possible. Okay, so now how to get that possibility of that bhava? We know this is not to deny either way, not to deny that world is terrible, or to deny or to say that we have all achieved. Both is a kind of an extreme in my view. So what I would say is it possible to hold on to an emotion or a bhava intentionally for some time so that it creates well-being for the rest of the day? What the dancers do, they select a particular bhava. Like for example, my friend here, she selects an item. I'm really always intrigued by the process that she goes through. When she decides for an Ranga Pravesham for her students and all, what she will do? She will sit with the student, I remember, and then they will make a list of items. Huh? And then they will say, this time we'll show this Khandita Naika like this. And I want you to do this item, and I want you to show this part of Vatsalyam, or a love for the child. Or I want you to show this particular emotion, and she shows it to that student, and the student does it. And if the student doesn't do it in a refined manner according to her expectation, that student has to redo it again and again and again. So the element of refinement is there, right? So now my point is here is, just as they choose a particular bhava, can we choose a particular bhava when we do a meditation and intentionally absorb ourselves into that bhava for 15 to 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and then take that spillover benefit of that bhava, the goodness that spills out, and live that day in that feeling? Is it possible? That is a meditation. Not possible? Yes. Excellent question. Now what it means is your intensity is lacking. Because if your intensity of absorption is so high, then it should spill over to at least 10 minutes, if not the whole day.
You cannot flick from one bhava to another bhava so easily.
Right. So if we take the bhava of Vatsalyam, say for example, we not going to, or we take the bhava of Sakhya, Maitri. You know, Sakhya is the one of the relationships that is said in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. It is Shanta, then it is Dasya, then Sakhya, then Vatsalya and Madhura. So Madhura is very intense. Probably it is too difficult to keep, it is completely lokabhaya. If a person assumes that Madhura Bhava, like Meera, she has to pay for it, we will not let her live in peace, we will not let her die in peace. We are such. But Sakhya is in the center, or Shanta. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu says Shanta, the great masters like Sanaka, hold the Shanta Bhava in relation to the divine. Sakhya, he explains, you know, so if you take Sakhya as a Bhava, and you hold that Bhava in your heart intentionally for 30 minutes every day in the morning. So no mantra, no other thing. We will not even talk about Sharanagati, which is very far away. We are talking about Sakhya, friendship. Buddha also says Maitri, Metta in Vipassana. If you hold friendship intentionally in our heart for 30 days and continue that without any scriptures, mantra or any idea or conception of God or anything of that sort, just hold the thought and the feeling of Maitri. Is it possible? Is it possible that you can hold that Maitri Bhava for another 30 minutes after meditation?
No, not
No?
possible. You have to go to Aranyaka, like olden days
No,
where they
I
went,
think then your
they
intensity.
went to forest.
No, I think your intensity is lacking. I really humbly submit. I humbly submit that if we all had to go to the forests, then it would be such a useless situation. It would be so cynical that we couldn't live life here in happiness at all. If we all had to go to the forest, then we should all live in forest all the time. That is just not acceptable. If we have to live here and now in happiness, then what is the method that we use? We don't want to have, we may have different ideas and conceptions about God, we may not have a conception about God. But right now in this point of time, if I want to live in happiness, what can I do? No, that is not an option. That is not an option. You did not go to Aranya. I am not going to the Aranya. I am staying here. And right now, is it possible for me to hold 30 minutes, 40 minutes of friendship and see if it develops into such a practice, such a strong practice, such a strong sadhana that my whole